Silo Mokgopa, government practitioner. Mr. Silo Ramokgopa.
Just like that, no song, no anything, no prayer. Yeah, but without any waste of time, I'm not so sure if all our guests are here, but my understanding is that the motivational speaker has already arrived. We are happy that we have our Director of Student Governance and Leadership Development, Mr. Gugulethu Xaba. You are welcome. I'm not so sure if the one who's going to give the other performance, except for the artist, yeah, it's here. But we'll welcome the artist as and when he arrives. But Director, I just wanted to say, we really appreciate hosting this event because motivation is needed in every one's life. You need something to motivate you so that you carry on. We are so excited. I hope our students will have a great time and really engage our motivational speaker and also get the benefit of enjoying the performance that will happen through our artist. So I just wanted to really welcome everyone in Student Center here in Soshanguve campus. I hope you'll enjoy today's session. Feel free, anything that you need. Obviously, I'm here with my colleague, May Elsie, will help you with whatever that you might need. Even the director is here. He remains the director of all campuses of TUT. So enjoy the day. That's what we can say. But I hope you'll get motivated so that you are able to achieve everything that you need to achieve in life. That's why it's important for us to also stage this kind of the event, because we need to get motivated. No, thanks. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Ramokgopa. Our next, we will be having Mr. Gugulethu Xaba, our director, SGLD director. May we please have a little song? Yes. Dr. Xaba, Dr. Gugulethu Xaba. Thank you, Dr. Gugulethu Xaba. May we please clap hands for him as he's coming forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Itumeleng Ledwaba, the Education and Transformation Officer of the campus. I would really like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to our campus, and also our director, Dr. Gugulethu Xaba, our lady, Ma'am Elsie, and also all students who managed to come. Thank you very much. And also our guest speakers who managed to come through. Thank you very much for honoring the invite. I'm not going to take much time. Mine was only to welcome you to our campus. And just to say that, feel at home. These are our students. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, we can't play songs. We'll be having our director, Dr. Gugu Kaba.
How many of you are blessed tonight? What's your name? Let's go. Thank you, Mukhumutsi. Can you just clap our hands for Mukhumutsi? We usually say, if you hear me clap once, if you hear me clap twice, if you hear me clap 3 times. Thank you, TUT. I'm happy that we're finally here. We are in the 2022 TUT Motivational Series. This is the 3rd installment that we are doing today since we started in Pretoria campus. And we know that Soshanguve is not just a campus, it's a republic. So it's going to be more vibe in Soshanguve. If you don't mind, can you just scream and make some noise? Yeah, TUT. This is our 17th year of doing a motivational series at TUT. And we couldn't have selected a better speaker than the one that we've requested to come and talk to us. The speaker who's going to talk to us today was a student here in Soshanguve campus. He's the one who was one of the founders of the radio station that we have in this campus. He was a student leader, Greg Maluka. You know Greg Maluka, right? Greg Maluka is one of the moguls of the media. Are you familiar with Kaya FM? Kaya FM is led by a guy called Greg Maluka. He used to lead YFM as well. But all his capabilities, he harnessed them together with this gentleman who's going to talk to us today, right in this campus. There was no radio station at all when they came to this campus. They are the ones who got the first microphone, the first check-to-check, and the first mixer, that they organized it all to make sure that at the end of the day, TNT or TNG during that particular time managed to establish its first radio station. Today, he's one of the owners of Radio Bob. You remember there used to be Radio Buputatswana. He was one of the DJs when there was Bob Mapena, when there was Glenn Lewis, and many other super DJs. They all used to work at Radio Bob together with him. He's one of the guys, when Radio Metro was started in 1986, he's one of the guys who was working there later on in Radio Metro as a DJ. And then he's one of the greatest motivational speakers that this country has ever seen. But that's not too important. What's important is that he studied here at TUT. And he's a guy who was just coming on the other side from Buputatswana, not far away from Kharankua. But he came here, then he captured a vision. He didn't even know what he wanted to study, according to my understanding. He just found himself on a queue, the shortest queue. Because usually in January, there were long queues and short queues. He went to the shortest one, and then he found himself studying what he was studying. But there's something about destiny. Destiny doesn't care whether you didn't know what you were doing or not. It's trapped inside you. If you give it space and time, if you're giving it opportunity, it begins to unleash itself out. The reason why we are doing the motivational series at TUT is this one. It's because we understand that All human beings are born with a particular potential. But sometimes it takes one man to speak well-crafted words that are going to help this person to unlock the potential. There are times where you don't understand whether you are coming or going because you are a youth, you're trying to discover yourself. But one thing for sure, there is power that is trapped inside of you. If you give this power some attention and you allow people with the right message to talk to you, sometimes that power is therefore unleashed and you are able to do things that were never imagined in this life. There's another person from this campus. His name is Ishmael Mnisi. Do you know Ishmael Mnisi? If you don't know him, let me tell you what he does. Because at least from what he does, you can know Ishmael Mnisi. Ishmael Mnisi used to be a deputy president of the SRC in this campus. He's one of these naughty deputy presidents who once locked the entire management in a bus. He locked the entire management in a bus. This is how Prof Van Staden became a superstar. Because instead of complaining in that bus, when the students bought quota or spatlo, Prof Van Staden just ate the quota and started having a conversation with them. And students began to like him. It was Ishmael who organized that protest that captured management, put them in a bus, and said, we want you to feel what we are feeling. It was Ishmael. But today, Ishmael Mnisi did not only end there. He completed his studies. He went further to study at the University of Pretoria. And then today, he's the spokesperson of the Minister of Higher Education and Training in South Africa. One of the greatest spin doctors ever in the country. That's why sometimes when you see Nzimande being under siege, Ishmael Mnisi comes and he spins these things off and his reputation is well managed. But he studied journalism right in this campus, in Soshanguve campus. There's another president that people believe that he was the best president ever, that we have ever had in the is Tsepo Muwat. He's the managing director, he's the general manager at RAF, managing the main lane office. That's the one that's turning around the time of paying people and beneficiaries. He's coming from this campus and he's coming from Kharankua at his home. He's the son of a pastor. But what's important is that he studied here, he did his IT here at Soshanguve campus because our IT technicians are the best technicians in the country and they are comparable to other technicians in the world. So now at Soshanguve, awusimncane kangako. Soshanguve, if you take this place serious and you stop grumbling, you stop seeing it as a mistake for you to be here. Because I'll tell you, even myself, how I went to Kharankua campus when I was a first-year student. It was still called Sitlukhelo Technikon. I just passed matric. I didn't know I was going to pass because that year we did not attend more than 5 months of school in that year where I was doing my matric. I found myself having passed. I wanted to repeat so that I can get better marks. My mother was concerned that you are going to die if you're going to stay here in Guatemala and not go to school. And then he said to my sister, let's go to Pretoria and look for a school. We were looking for a technikon because my marks were the ones of a technikon person. When I was there in town, they were saying technikon in the taxis there. I just entered in one taxi where they were saying technikon. I thought it was coming to TNT. And it took me to Kharankua campus, which was Sitlukhelo Technikon. I said, hey, this place is small. What am I doing here? But when I entered that campus, one day I wanted to buy water in the cafeteria. I had an epiphany. I saw those lights like I did not see them for the first time. From there, I knew, as much as I didn't want to go there, I wanted to go to vets, I knew I was in the right place. And then I took school serious, and I passed. Unfortunately, when I was about to finish in my third year, I had to be expelled from school because we had one of the biggest protests in our lifetime, and then I was expelled. I ended up finishing school at the University of Johannesburg, which was Technikon Witwatersrand. But what is important is that you must finish what you have started. You must not start something and not finish it. Even if you think I'm not supposed to be here, finish at least one thing because it may not be something that you need for the future. but it will be something that will take you to what you need in the future. You may be studying what you don't like, but let me tell you, there's no useless education. Accounting. But I'm not doing accounting here, I'm doing student stuff. But I tell you, the knowledge of accounting that I used to undermine, it makes me a superstar when we are dealing with finances in our environment, because I have an edge over those who did not study accounting. So there's no useless information. So even yourselves, young people, do not stop feeling sorry for yourself. Why am I here? How did I come here? Embrace the moment. Just like Mukone Rajitanga, who ended up being a spokesperson of the president, you may end up being one of the greatest people, because this place has something that harnesses greatness. Just like our speaker today, which is Oprah Hector, the motivator. There is something that he got when he came into this place. Just like Greg Maluka, who came into this place knowing nothing about media, but he ended up being a media person. Just like Ashifa Shaba, who was also one of the founders of the radio station in this campus. He came here not coming to study engineering, but he ended up being a radio personality. So you don't know why the universe and God allowed you to come into this place. But I tell you, if you focus, if you concentrate, you may just discover why God allowed you space and time for you to come into this place. So I want to ask you today, as we are going to listen to the speaker, after the artists have performed, I'm sure Just Thabo is going to do his hip hop.
Sanmunani, your greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. So my name is Just Thabo. Yeah, like it's not a mistake. Just Thabo. Yes. Even on all my social media pages, you can just find me as Just Thabo. And I do what we call a gospel hip hop. I know someone is like, yeah, gospel hip hop. So I have this song that I do, is titled "We Thank God for You." So So where gule party to "We Thank God for You," I need you to also say "We thank God for you." All right? Because everyone, there's someone they are thankful to God for. Right? So when I say "We thank God for you," I need you to also say "We thank God for you." So iti standuk bongo oledi nabo timer. Ngokusinikeza lo thando lungaka. Thank God for you. From the early days on, sisakasa. Manje sesikhulile ntwana caba. Thank God for you. From the friends abasibegezelayo to the fans abasibingelelayo. We thank God for you. From the women abasithandazelayo and to the men abasithandazelayo. We thank Standuk bongo oledi nabo timer. Ngokusinikeza lo thando lungaka. From the early days on, sisakasa. Manje sesikhulile ntwana caba. From the friends abasibegezelayo and to the fans abasibingelelayo. From the men abasikelezisana and to the women abasithandazelayo. Simple, ne? All right.
Isanje thina sinatengisa abantu abamnyama. Abantu abamnyama banatengisa man.
Sure.
So I'm one of those say things. I'm
Sure.
one.
Sure. Senza ganj. Eh.
God is fresh oil.
It's simple. We thank God for you. 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 Yeah. Look, Standu, bongo oledi, timer, ngokusinikeza lo thando lungaka. From the early days on, sisakasa, manje sesikhulile ntwana caba. Thank God for you. From the friends abasibegezelayo and to the fans abasibingelelayo. From the men abasikelezisana and to the women abasithandazelayo. Look, let's get it straight. Namilenti nokunqaka. How do you spot umuntu othanda inombolo kangaka? Lo nomele move kwi-cyber akafune kunaka mara mawulahleli phani uye woqala wokulibamba. Ukring ivar uthola ungakadelive mawulahlela sekayahla. Speaking rasatinti underground commercial. Kuye doesn't matter nje boni igcwele inamba ngathi TV mayivezi weather. Lezi mabrokus kwenza ufile ngathi uphethe imali. Zikhala inumber right ngathi zazi umchina personal. Doing your best abasahlali bayaduka. Zahleka mabakhetha siyazi bonke bazokuhluka and break yakho nayo before iba kumsakazo. Sivuka ngayo, sidlala ngayo, ngizwe ngathi umthandazo. Zikusupporta kuphela asina 5 stands. Ama-hate amawazane beef, zona zikulethela i-price stand. Sithandu, bongo olady, timer, ngokusinikeza lo thando lunganga. From the early days on sisakhasa manje sesikhulile ntwana cha. From the friends abasibekezela and to the abasibingelela. From the men abasigelezisa and to the women abathandazela. To the ladies and gents who always come to our shows, those who scream their lungs out when they're singing our songs, those who meet us on the street but dismiss my socks. If I had to die for people, I'm dying for those. How gake, this is a love story between you and God. Nekwachozi, Oscar no Casta Lagita Balboni. We will run Josie, Svela Mapotri, but to Bongo Tanu Bongo Cool, I'm thinking everything. When I think of you, Veling Chula Ngazik Meling Teen, should I speak in tongues? Hangazu good no is why in this I'm a gratitude. Best believe but good I thank you big. You could be your eyes all the time, Masna Boni. You could be your strength all the time, Masna Koni. Dala Bezama, good is Napobi, but Jengele straight, yo, still a Bakoni. Sandu, Bongo or lady, timer, Mogus Nigas Alotando Lunga. From the early days on Sisakasa, Manja says Kulil and Dwana Kaf. From the friends of us beggars a lot, and to the fans of us being Elela. From the men of us Gelezisa, and to the women of us Tandas a lot. Sandu, Bongo or lady, timer, Mogus Nigas Alotando Lunga. From the early days on Sisakasa, Manja says Kulil and Dwana Kava. You're from the friends of us beggars a lot, and to the fans of us being Elela. You're from the men of us Gelezisa, and to the women of us Tandazela. We thank God for you. 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 Oh, Tina, we thank God for you. Amen. So actually, we wrote that song with a friend of mine, this Fundalape in North Campus. So it feels surreal to be here now performing the song. Yeah. Now the next song is the last song. So by God's grace, I was able to record and release my debut EP. It's titled Yes, 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 Yes. So, last year I recorded and released my debut EP. It's titled God is Able. And it's out on all digital platforms. God is Able, Just Tabo. You can find it even on YouTube. You can find a couple of music videos. So I just want you to help me once again to declare that God is able. So when you say God is able, I need you to also say God is able. Right? So iti Hunkulunkulu. He's the man. He's the one who tati so na senza ngwe. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Hunkulunkulu. Uksusa pants. Akpagamisa kwenze dwale ngavikas. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Simple, ne? Easy stuff. Sure. Sure. Hey.
Yeah, boy, Cody.
Sure.
Yo, Cody. Yo, ready?
It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hunkulunkulu. He's the man. Man, he's the one who touches so now sends and where. Yo, God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Hunkulunkulu. Uksusa pants. Akpaga misa kwenze dwale ngavikas. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Your God is able, G. I remember scheme. Hebrew sisters landelana like it's APC. Yontwana nyakche, now my back, it's so good to see. Everything is so hella clean. Galagata than no costa teach. Bomangala makenati. God is able Makveli team. Asabangu gumkelum tali cosmataluda. Had a dream, no satani Makvela team. He be shaking like a tambourine. Suga pante in his pumekasi. Tebum tali on everything. Hunkulumkul. He's a man. Man, he's the one who touches son and sends and when. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Hunkulumkul. Uksusa pant. Akpaga misa kwenze kwale ngawikas. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Oh, God is able. G. I remember skip. People see us London line like it's ABC. You're done in your chair, now more back. It's so good to see. Everything is so hella clean. Galagata, Costa teach. Bomangala Makenati. God is able, Makveli team. Hasabango Gumkelum Dali. Martin Luther had a dream. No Satani Makvela team. He be shaking, tambourine. Sugar panty, Pumekasi. Temum Dali on everything. Hunkulu. He's the man. Man, he's the one who touches son and sends and when. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Unkulunku. Uksusa pants. Apaga misa kwenza kwale ngawikas. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Nyabon, thank you. No, I know the Bible and tell us oxycontin.
No, oxycontin. Unless you teach.
Yo. Siyabona sekunjani ngisho. Yeah. But because I had prepared those two, can I do it just one last time? God is able. God is able. Sure. Sonke singasukuma musi. Sure. He goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hunkulunkulu. He's a man. Man, he's the one who touches son and sends and when. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Hunkulunkulu. Uksusa pants. Akpaga misa kwenze kwale ngawikas. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Your God is able, G. I remember scheme. He sees us London lana like it's APC. Yontwana nyakche, now my pega, it's so good to see. Everything is so hella clean. Galagata than no costa teach. Bomangala makenati. God is able, Makveli team. Asabangu gumkelum tali cosmataluda. Had a dream, no satani Makvela team. He be shaking like a tambourine. Suga panty, pumekasi, tebum tali on everything. He's a man. Man, he's the one who touches son and sends and when. Your God is able. God is able. God is able. God is able. Hukulunku. ukususa phansi akuphakamisa kwenze gcwale ngawe igazi. Your God is able, God is able, God is able, God is able. Say God is able, 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 man. Amen. Thank you.
God is able. God is able. Let's give him a round of applause. It's TUT, the same institution, our product. I'm proud to say our product. Let's say our product. Our product. Let's support him, guys. Let's support him. Just Tabo. You know, I was surprised to say, just Tabo. Maybe they made a mistake. Can't it's just Tabo. Just Tabo. Just like that. God is able. Then now we're getting into things. The reason why we're here, motivational speech. Mr. Lebogang Mogale will be giving the introduction of the guest. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Lebogang Mogale.
Asbonge. Good afternoon, Soshanguve campus. I know I'm happy. The energy is here now. So when I say Ayoba, you say Ayobanes. Ayoba. Ayoba. Nansega. Right. Now let me tell you a little bit about our speaker, our guest speaker, who's going to empower us with knowledge based on his experience, not just reading books alone. So he's not going to do copy and paste. So his profile reads as follows. Hector was born in Madidi in Northwest Province to a dressmaker mother and upholsterer father. He studied public management here in TUT Soshanguve campus when it was still TNT. Let's give him a round of applause for that. He established a radio TNT in 1992 with Ezekiel Vilankulu, which today you know as TUT FM, just across. Let's give him a round of applause for that. He was a presenter at Kaya FM, presenting an inspirational Sunday morning show. He's a motivational speaker. He's a team building facilitator. And he's also a CEO of Radio Bob Online. Hector takes pride in being real, an acronym he developed to emphasize his focus on results, entertainment, authenticity, and listening. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's stand up and welcome Abuti Hector on stage.
Program Director, Auswako Northwest, thank you so much. And also our amazing Lebogang for that introduction. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. The SRC leadership, comrades, thank you so much, guys. And then the entire student body, the leaders from different formations were SCO. When I was here, we used to call it SCF, so it's changed now to SCO. All right, yeah. Yeah. Just behind the studio, there used to be a Santanya. Yes. And all other protocol observed. I'm really happy to be here today because this is home. You know, this is where I got to learn life. And this is where And oh, did I acknowledge my this gentleman was doing so, that was so cool, don't you think? That was amazing. Let's put our hands together one more time for him. Yeah. God is able. God is able. You brought out the youth in me, you know? You just brought out the youth in me, my brother. Thank you so much. You know, how old are you now? 27. You're so young. Yeah. So when I was your age and younger, we spoke on the phone, didn't we? On Radio Bob. Yes, we spoke on the phone. We were promoting it this Sunday. I you performing at Mapleton Gardens. Yes, yeah, we spoke on the phone with this gentleman. Yeah. Oh, but reconnected. It's serious. Okay, guys. What I want to do for us today, I was in this campus because I'm coming in here as a person not only who heard about TNT or TUT. I'm saying TNT because that's where I started. I want to start there. It used to be called TNT when I was here. And then it changed to TNG and now TUT. But when I was in this campus, I was from a village called Madidi. It's not far from here. I don't know if there's anybody who's from Madidi. Is there anybody who's come from home? Or asana batho Madidi batsana go di tertiary. Hey, you kana pleka go ha itumile ka boloi. No, serious. Hey, itumile ka boloi blind. So, so I'm speaking to you as one of you. Of course, don't be deceived by my height. I'm much older than you. I've just turned 50 this year. Hey, Guguman. No, on January 5th, I turned 50. So, you know, but by God's grace, I'm still here. So, but when I go to the radio team, no, think about it. Radio TNT, 1992. Do your maths. So, I was from a village, from that village called Madidi. Now, this part of my talk covers those who are from villages, especially finding yourself in this campus. Because sometimes when you're coming into campuses like this, you come in feeling like you are a nobody simply because of where you come from. Or you're from a township and other learners that you are with here. Because we used to be in this campus with people from Alexander. Lebuso wetu. Hey, but Spume Josie. Hey, what's Pume Josie? So Narifika Brabataba, Pume Josie, Pume Josie. Hey, Nakisoko Madidi Munaketaba. So this guy grew up with a tap. Today, you know, we take it for granted. You just open a tap, water comes out. Now I was fresh from the village where I knew that I had to push the wheelbarrow to get the water. So you interact with people from different backgrounds when you get here. So when they talk about, Ish, you know, my mother phoned me and said that the tap is broken at home. You don't know what to tell them, or Ish. But the wheelbarrow, the wheel is not working. You don't know what to share. You don't know what you share. Or the bucket, but that's your background. That's where you come from. So, no. When I eat comrade, and then, apart from Baola, Nekelata Meti, go Nuke. I won't go to Luani River. I know that life. And I also understand. Now, this might cover even others who are from other parts of the country. I don't know about you. Maybe some of you are from, you know, those places where you wake up in the morning and then you were confused when you were at grade 12. You don't know what to eat in the morning. Not that you don't have it, but there's just so much choice. Because you don't know whether to start with Weet-Bix or cornflakes or Rice Krispies. Or else, Mom, I'm confused. Nah, I was confused by only one thing. What am I going to have? Because I don't have those choices. You know, one of those mornings, what I had to face, these young people, I don't know if you guys know, some of us lived. And that's why we are so tough. And sometimes when you guys complain about things to a point of burning buildings, I'm like, so you guys are complaining about that? So you burn a building. Where we had to face, okay, Papa ya maabane ke eo. And you never can slice a garke boroto. I slice a papa, I slice so nice. I think my sister can relate. She can relate, or now I know what you are talking about with black tea. And that's what you have. You know what I love about God is that we are not see-through. None of us here are see-through. In that when you have eaten, it stays in there and we don't see what you've eaten in the morning. I thank God for that. Because if we came into school and we could see, Rice Krispies, then now so I thank God that we are not see-through. You just see me smiling at school and I'm fine. Then I came into this campus, 1991. I was registering here for public administration, which has changed. I think now it's called public management. It's called public management right now. I did economics. I think the current learners are doing econometrics. They're not doing economics. So I was here. God, I'm just giving you this background to show you. No, I was here. I studied here. 91, 92, 93. 92 is when we started that radio station in there. Now, I gave you the background of where I'm coming from. So this idea of starting this station did not come with a guy from Senton. You see how God can work things out sometimes. Or the idea didn't come with a guy from Soweto, or Alex. No, the idea just comes from a guy who TNT, and he gets an idea to start a radio station. He embraced it. As I'm standing here, I was interviewed in the very station that I started today, and I'm so proud. And in 1993, just for perspective and history, Shaba only joined us in 93. We were already operating. He was auditioned by myself and Tibos Mukwili. I auditioned the two guys. And there they are today, one on Kaya FM and the other one running his own station, Energy FM in Limpopo. All those things started by a guy from Madidi village. Never look down at yourself. He mentioned a lot of people who are doing great things in society today who are from this campus. A lot of people. For those of you watching online, I think we forgot to acknowledge them. Hello, Dumela, but watching online. Some of the people went on to become premiers from this campus. I don't know whether it was by deliberately or not, or there's a premier also who was here, remember? Ntate Supra, Mahuma Pelo. He is from this campus. And really hectic. I must be honest, really hectic. You know, striking is not so handy. And now, the guys were so naughty. What they used to do, because I loved stage, in that, guys, whatever it is that you like, how limo. Because part of what I was briefed on was that to encourage you to use your talents while you are still here as a student. There are two things you can do while you are here on campus. You can become a nuisance. You can become naughty and burn buildings. Or you can decide, I'm going to do something extraordinary. You can leave a legacy of a guy who burned the buildings or a guy who left a radio station. The choice is yours. It's a building. Arasana building because of Dama. Famous. No. Here is a man, ladies and gentlemen, in history, who is known that when people were building things, he was the destroyer. You choose. No. You choose your legacy. Comrade. For here is a destroyer. Now I'm glad. Radio. And I know, was it last year? A couple of years, just before COVID, I was invited here. And I was so happy. Because up till that point, the studios that were used were the ones that we started Radio TNT with. For many years, guys, we bought quality. No, we bought quality. In 1992, already in a shop, Pro Sound. The management was institution. He was our chief negotiator. It was the first time we took something called an open check. He managed to convince the management of this campus to give us an open check to go to Pro Sound. I didn't know what an open check is. It was explained to me, no. They sign already. Where now you will fill in the amount after getting everything you want. Whether it's 1 million or 2, where now just go and buy, we've signed already. And we went to Joburg, Pro Sound, equipment. Up till when I was invited for new equipment, Gooks, that's the equipment that had been using from 1992. We didn't burn it. Praise God. And then I was invited. Gymnasium. It was a big function. Ausri Boni was there. A great function. New equipment. Donors had paid. 2 weeks later, on Facebook, social media, studio burning, brand new equipment stolen. Guys, can somebody just come and explain the science, the science, the logic, and not only of TNT students, of our black community? No, I need that logic. And I've heard some parts of it where people are saying that, no, but management doesn't understand that one language. They only understand one language. But comrades, one day, I'll pay for it. Just to take me through the mentality, the science behind burning a clinic. The very clinic where when you are in Toi Toi, you be shot. Where are you going to go? No. If your sister is pregnant and she has to deliver that day and you burn the clinic during the day, I want somebody who can come and really take me through this mentality. Comrade, this is how it works, you see. And then therefore, when you do this, after burning it tomorrow, it will come back better. Maybe you should coffee after here, comrade. No, coffee, black. No sugar, no milk. Better coffee. I want that understanding. Brand new equipment, or I don't know, but something happened in 2 weeks. You choose your legacy. How are you going to leave this campus? And then when are you going to start? Check it out quickly. I think we need to switch it on somewhere here. Then basically press a page up or page down. There we are. So that's who I am. I already introduced myself. I work as a motivational speaker. I speak for a living. When I go, sometimes I'm tempted to call my business Speak and Pay. Yeah, bang invite, I go to the company, Pick and Pay, Mamang, Standard Bank, then I speak, they pay. So I work as a motivational speaker. I love doing what I'm doing. I work as an MC. Now, look at, here's a link between TNT and this part. Yeah, MC. When I was here on campus, Niki MC at the Freshers Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 1993 Freshers Ball. We have Arthur in the house. Baby Jake Matlala is here. I think I was shorter than this. But Kilida on stage doing this. And today, I'm a professional MC. Oh, you've been to some of those, go back to Tidaso. Bang invite, okay, okay, there goes the quotation. Oh, thank you, here's the invoice. Just to say, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gugu Kaba, pay me. But where did it start? It started here. Neki MC the freshers ball, the mass meeting. We come brief at night or no super like this. And one brief of supra. Bona. Lebukutla. Bona and Bona Bafana China do do. Give government nearly go fail. Yeah. So but to handle all those audiences today, that talent that I used here in the campus is working for me and I'm getting paid for it. Let's say a practical link with who is standing here and what you need to do from today. Or you could be having a talent you are sitting on. Now, some of us could be even allowing some things in the campus to take our attention away from who we are. Young ladies, your attention could be taken by Majens. Majens, your attention could be taken by ladies. I think you need to focus, comrade. You have talent that, do you know that some of you, being in this campus, you can start some kind of a business, studies, simply because of you tapping into your talent already ulemo campusing, without losing focus of the real thing, your studies. So, that's where it started for me. And then team building facilitator, companies call me, but hey, Ralwana, come Meroko, then Kaya, that's what about Tusa. And then radio started where? For me, in this campus. I used my gift. I was studying something else, public administration. Just like Ndate Kaba, he studied accounting, but he's not really operating as an accountant. Lena, I'm not operating in the government as a public administrator, but I love what he said, and I've said that a few times also in some platforms. Sorry, there's nothing like wasted education. Nothing like that. Now, here's an interesting thing. I get invited by government departments. So when I speak there, policy making, what? Can't they know? I studied these things. So they, oh, okay, he understands these things. I studied them. So that's when my knowledge of public admin comes in, when I go and motivate at the government level. So there's nothing like wasted education. That's for you, especially if you are feeling like, but Bra Hector, I'm here and I'm studying what I did not like. I endured it for 3 years. I did endure it. Or alternatively, you can do like Ndate Lindelani Mkhize. When I interviewed him many years ago, from TNT, 1994, because I finished here in 93. 1994, I went and joined the big station now, Radio Bob, the station with a mind of its own. Now, as I worked with them from May of 1994. The very month before, we put Ndate Mandela as the president of a democratic, the first democratically elected president of the country. So we put Ndate Mandela as president. The very next month, I became presenter, comrade. We were taking over. Ndate Madiba, tshwara ko presidency, nakatana presenter ko Radio Bob. There it was, radio following me. I started TNT, Radio Bob, and then I thought I left radio. But there's some things that you try to shake off in your life, but they don't go. Because along the way, when I left Radio Bob, came to Joburg, focused on my other work, radio came knocking again, via Ndate Molapo. I joined the ICANN Foundation with one of the greatest speakers who ever lived in this country, Dr. David Molapo. And when I worked for him, he said, young man, we want to buy a slot on Kaya FM. And you used to be on Radio Bob, so you'll be the anchor for ICANN with Kaya. Oh, radio is calling me again. Then I was on Kaya FM in 2000, around the year 99, 2000. I was on Kaya FM with David. So it was not Metro, actually, it was Kaya. Yeah, it was Kaya, Kaya FM. And then quit Kaya to focus full-time on motivation. Later on, I feel I miss radio. I call Given Mukari. I go to Capricorn FM. So radio has just been part of me. But then something happened. One day I asked myself a question. Why did they close Radio Bob? That station was the most amazing black institution that we ever had. I understand the politics behind who was the idea behind it. But the idea was bloody brilliant. It gave us Bob Mabena. It gave us Glenn Louis. It gave us Notemba Madumo. She's still on radio, I think, on Metro on Sunday evenings with jazz. It gave us some of the best presenters we have. Tim Mudise is from there. Lawrence Dube. You can go on and on. And I wondered one day, why did they close Radio Bob and where is it? Just around 2014. And I did my research and I found it and took it. I own it. It's mine. It's a gag. You know? It's still online for now, but we have big plans for it. We are working on it. Working on this on these plans around it. I mean, and I have people like Sophie Ndaba on Radio Bob. On Saturdays at 12, we have brands like Sophie on Radio Bob. You know, that's how serious we are about what we are doing. And so many other talented. I mean, one of them I stole from TNT Radio. Seth. Seth Chawani. The guy is bloody brilliant. He does our talk show, 6 to 9. Seth. Yeah. That man blind. 6 p.m. He's on Radio Bob. We stole him. He was interviewing me. I was like, this guy sounds good. You know? So I poached him. Yeah. So, radio, it started where? It started here. More TNT. So, now, let me just give you these things and then get some more how. Because I think I gave you enough motivation to go and conquer the world. Not until you have to repress Hamoka. Comrades, in a low freezer phalange. Stretch your hands towards the screen. Go stretch your hands towards the screen. Let's pray for the computer. Making your knowledge work. You know, here's what it is, guys. We've often heard this saying, but knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You've heard that before, isn't it? But knowledge is power. You've got to know. But somebody added something. I remix Anyana. But no, knowledge is not power. For example, this person said, how many young people contacted HIV knowing or maybe having unprotected sex can lead to it? So they knew, but it didn't work for them. What went wrong there? So knowledge was not powerful in that case. So the use of knowledge is power. The use of knowledge is power, not just knowledge, because you can know. I know of people who know that smoking can kill. So he knows. For this thing, knowledge, he knows. But he's smoking. So knowledge is not necessarily power, but using knowledge is power. And then I've heard another saying, but ignorance is bliss. Now, how do we balance these two statements? Because somebody says ignorance is bliss, meaning that if you don't know something, you know what? You are better off not knowing, because should you know, you're going to be scared. In some cases, ignorance could be bliss, but you can't go through life just being ignorant, because you will end up in trouble. So rather, get knowledge. A great gentleman who used to come to this campus, Dr. Miles Monroe, he used to come to this campus. I heard him here. Miles. Dr. Miles Monroe. One of the things he said is this here. Ignorance is personal, but not private. I like that statement. Meaning, if you are ignorant, fine, you are ignorant, it's personal. Mara, sooner or later, we will know that you don't know. Hey, ignorance is personal, but not private. In that one day is one day we will catch you that you don't know. And you can walk like you know, more campusing. Dress like you know. But when you don't know, you don't know. Let's say Awabali, you're ignoring your books. It's personal. We don't know what you do at night. Maybe you sleep. So your ignorance of your books is personal. But when the results come, it's not private anymore. We know why you didn't go to second year. So ignorance is private, Or it's personal rather. Ignorance is personal. But it's not private. We will know. Eh, radibona ko ntle kwale. Eh, batho ko re bona re yo motho a fambola. Ho se mo re ra motho. And I'm worker white. Maro bona re cho. Now, still talking knowledge. For you to get to know, guys, you need to humble yourself. You need to come to a point where you tell yourself, I don't know everything. And I will never know everything. I don't know everything. You can be number one in class, but still be humble enough to realize that you don't know everything. It's impossible. Humble yourself and learn. As young people, sometimes we like carrying on like we know, and we don't want to be told. Humble yourself. Ask. If you don't know things, you know, when I was here in the campus, one of the highlights, there was a lecturer, Brazix, Ndatemori. He used to lecture us in public administration. So one day he invited to me, because I was one of those young learners in class, always challenging him. So he liked me, because I challenged him a lot. So instead of being negative about me, he realized this young man is nicely ignorant, but in a nice way. So I like him. So he took me under his wing to say, I'm going to groom this young man. So one day, he was going to Murulasan, when Murulasan was still Murulasan, not Gold Rush. So we're going to Murulasan. When we get there, we are going to have lunch. So when we got into this place, it's written, Lesedi Buffet or something like that. So as we walked in, I said, I used to call him Prof. Oh, Prof, we're going to have buffet. Lesson number 1, ignorance. It's not buffet, it's buffet. It's buffet. It's buffet. Retomada. Ignorance. Humility. Ask. What's that? So ratena da. You. Hekir. Dijo teka nangang. You chicken. You carry lots of food. There I am from the village. Remember Kiswakuma Didi Kwali? And a tiny yan and go high. We used to, you see, I don't know, guys, you guys are from a nicer background. Tina, we knew that chicken is for Sunday. That I know. Sunday is Sunday. And I was the one chasing it. To make sure. Monday, moroho, Tuesday, cabbage. Yo, wait to go high, we had cabbage in all its forms. Sometimes it's boiled. Have you ever had that cabbage that tastes like meat? A brown. And then I've had it in salad, in all its forms. But it's mashed potato, kitty chips, in all forms. And then it was dark, my brother. So we have candles. Now, when they have pap and potato, you don't know which one is pap, which one is potato. It's so nice. So we go to this place with Brazix. Now, at home, there were so many of us in the house. I know some of you guys are from very big houses, but there were so many of us go high. Some of us, nara izoro balaku kitchen. We know that. So, when they kill the chicken, the wing, right now, I know you guys can have the whole wing. Never cut strategic places just to make sure the chicken reaches everyone. And the smaller you are, the smaller the piece. And I would be sitting there, my father with the thigh. So when we got to Murulasan, I was like, ha. I am going to make up for all those years. I'll have one plate, just chicken. The other one we'll see. But before I did that, something said, ask. I said, Prof, what do we do here? And he took time to lecture me. It's called a buffet. You can eat as much as you want. But young man, here's a strategy. Biggie, biggie. You have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ish. Now imagine if I didn't ask. Tell the neighbor, tell your person, say ask. 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 I have a scripture for you. Don't search it in the Bible. Ask and thou shalt not be embarrassed. Humble yourself enough to know that what you know is not all there is to know. All right? Okay? Then acquiring knowledge. Guys, you can acquire knowledge by experiment. Actually, I wanted to write experiment or even experience. For example, you know that the stove is hot because you once tried to touch it, and then you're chaser. So that's one way of getting to know something. All right? And then the next way of acquiring knowledge is to read. And read, I'm going to include study in there. Study to show yourself approved. All right? So you study. You read, but I'm using read so that you can go beyond just your books here at school. And then, here's a point I want to come to. Associations. That's another way. 10 minutes, thank you. That's another way of acquiring knowledge. Associations. I put here Miles, Rami, and Hector. What do I mean by that? You can acquire knowledge by the people that you spend time with. Now, let me show you wisdom. You see, when you relate with people here at school, don't just try to relate with those who know what you know. You'll never grow. Try to associate with those that you know they beat you. Because this one knows more than me. Uskima diamond. Or there, because you know this one knows more than I do. That's what you do. And then, don't be afraid to associate beyond the campus. There are students who just become students. That's their life. It's just a student. But one thing I've learned here in the campus, there's a guy called Miles Nzama. Do you know Miles? Miles Nzama. Miles Nzama, the man very powerful. But I can check, sometimes you can sit down and say, yo, but Miles is lucky. So when people say Miles or lucky, guys, wait a minute. Fair. I used to be go TNT Miles. Miles, there was a big car that used to come right there. This big Mercedes Benz. Miles, every Friday, Miles disappears into that Benz, gone. Sunday, that Benz ibusa Miles. There are Miles who is a what's going on? And there are the rumors. I think we are good at that. We are very good at manufacturing stories. Or no, Daman, So Miles would disappear there. And then fast forward a few years later, Miles is a multimillionaire. When they were talking the unbundling of telecom in South Africa, Miles was right there at the core of the unbundling of telecom. And the question was, Kanjan, the building of Lanseria Airport, Miles was there in the thick of things. And the question is, Kanjan. So one day, I was broke. Miles and I, same institution, same TNT, same everything. My age, because I cannot jealous, no, go for Miles. Miles, may I see you? Oh, Hector, let's meet at the butcher shop. Now, let me explain to you. The butcher shop is in Senton. You don't just show up like Konando, How if you go to the butcher shop, but say, you want to check? But how they you book how you go to the butcher shop. So Miles Simona Cantor and Nakumutwats on and start booking Mr. Kirib. You like a little Evatum. How about you, Maina? Like a child. Miles Nalizak. Miles, I don't want to waste your time. I'm here for one reason. You are progressing. How did you do it? He said, Hector, remember when I was at school? Finally, story starts. When we were at school, there was this car that used to fetch me. It was Ntate Ruel Khoza. Now, I'm going to leave you to go Google Ruel Khoza. He was at some point the chairman of ESCOM. So, chairman of NetBank, Ruel Khoza was mentoring Miles, a student. By the time he finished, he was ready to do business. Wena o skima bo mang? Hai, wena o skima bo mang? Kore cheka motho tsa malena no kore re bona ro fella ko kae hai o tsamaya le bo mang no. Rami. Hona le guy from Mabopane ba re ke Rami. He's short like me. He was my friend. But Rami, every Friday or Saturdays, he used to go to BMW. Now studies are marketing. Today, Rami is one of the big marketing heads. Ugo Germany, as we speak. Yeah, Ugo Germany. Rami utomile alemu campusing. I'm put Hex. No, I'm already connecting the BMW. I want to work there. Ustatile alemu campus. Obereka BMW right now. What did change? I couldn't say about X6, X7. What did change? What did test? He started alemu campusing. Hector. Hakilemo campusing, my dream was to work for Radio Bob. I got a scheme to teach my test. I took their numbers. By the time I finished, they knew me. When I went to Radio Bob, oh, Hex, gents. Management. So they knew me already. When now, guy, go M14. Every weekend, I go M14, go with a boyfriend. Hey. And then when I go M14, guy. And then acquiring knowledge, Google. Guys, there's a gentleman who was interviewing me now. He says, Hector, you know when you started this radio station, there was no Google or there was no internet. How did you do it? I still wonder. God knows. It was that time. But you guys now, it's the information age. If there's one group of people that have no excuse, it's this current group of youth. Anything you want, guys, just develop a sense of curiosity. Program director, yeah, that's what I do to people. Yeah, where am I? You feel a pressure. Yes. So, look, guys, whatever, do you know that you can Google how to start a business while I'm a student? We'll create all the information you want. Today. The other day I was driving. A sense of curiosity. I was driving from Midrand, Pitoria, why do they call it Wonerboom? For the first time, 50 years later. Why? Google. I got the story. But there was a big tree there where 1,000 soldiers could stand under the tree. Wonerboom. Yeah. No, serious. It's there, actually. I want to go visit it. Be curious. Be curious. The problem with youth is that you guys are more curious about things that are more dangerous. You are curious to find out Orenka Shapapachi. It won't get on. Curious big time. But how do I start a business while I'm still a student? How curious are you? So, guys, I'll close it on this. Act on what you already know. When I started Radio TNT, I just acted on what the little information I had. I just want to have. I didn't know everything about engineering. When I put the notice board, guys, we're starting a radio station. Guess what? When you take the first step, the resources you need will come. The resources. So in that first meeting, the other side, there came guys like Emmanuel Thabo Mohashwa, Naisa Engineering. Guys, I can help you to make a pirate transmitter. Yeah? So we attracted all the resources we need. You don't have to know everything to start. Do your best with what you have where you are. And then also, guys, self-knowledge is key. Know yourself. And when you know yourself as a young person, especially young ladies, when you know yourself, you won't be swayed by any lie that comes your way. Because you know yourself. Who are you? Before, who are you? Because I know myself. What's your purpose in life? Let's talk. Where you're going to date, for what purpose? For what purpose? Let's discuss. 10 marks. And I'll close it right there. Never doubt yourself. Guys, now I know from this talk today, we can have young people who will start businesses at a very young age. You don't have to wait to finish. But don't allow that to also distract you from what you really want to finish. And I know that you are going to do amazing things. You are going to? Or he's going to connect? Yeah, I never connect. Yeah. Okay, guys, Baribara can continue a little bit because I understand connect a laptop or that. Then yeah. So act on what you already know. Because you know something, but act on it. It's not like you are empty. Am I correct? You already know. So if you are in third year, when you're ready. First year, you're still trying to find your feet on the campus, still trying to. First year, I didn't really start the station. I started it second year. First year, you are still trying to know. Knowledge is power. You're still trying to know the coast. Who's who, what's what. Issues like politics. I told you I didn't know politics. Gooks, blank. Next politics. I was taught my politics. Miles Nzama, Supra Mahuma Pelo, China Dodovu. Those people taught me the politics that I understand today. So first year, they're still trying to get to know who's what's SASCO, what's different parties. EFF student command. Yeah, you get to know which one is which. Because at that time, I check a coast, man. Where's the halang? I got Jola like first year. I'm from a village. Where am I going to start? So you are still studying the coast. Second year, no. First year, that's year Madid is gone. Yeah, that's still for the whole year. But this issue is self-knowledge. Because I went through, yeah. Everybody, the sound is the sharp sound clear. Yeah. So self-knowledge. Are you saying it's sharp or you are not yet sharp? It's sharp. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It was awesome being with you. And I know you are going to win in this life. Comrades, thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Hector, the motivator, thank you. Let's put hands together for him, thank you. Our next item, mina ngimbiza Mr. Nasimpini, masenkhohle igama lakhe ngithi lowa seNasimpini lowa. Ayanda
Sanbona. Ikhona indawo emzimbeni omkhulu isebukhosini buka uNkulunkulu What's up, everybody? Gena nawe indawo isekhona ngoba ikhona indawo emzimbeni omkhulu isebukhosini buka uNkulunkulu gena nawe indawo usatshelwe wena ke wena waphunguka ay kulandwe wena impela ke yena nawe indawo isekhona ngoba nanku lomkhosi ungikhaka usatshelwe wena ke wena obusuyekile ay kulandwe wena impela ke ngena nawe sisho sonke sithi ngena nawe indawo isekhona ngoba nampa basezulwini ay sebekuphekile ke nampa besinga yebo oh nabayakeba kubukela dawana phakeme wozanawe indawo isekhona ngoba naka awupheka amazolo hayi asekufunile ke aze athumele uYesu ay kulandwe wena impela ke yena nawe indawo isekhona maye usatelayo maye uzokhala uthi sivulele Nkosi inkosi yabona maye kuwe maye indawo ayisekho maye kuwe wentomuzi maye uzokhala usathumusha kanti uJesu sayabuya Jesus praise. Make some noise, give Jesus praise. Make noise, give Jesus praise. There's a song I love so much. It's a simple song. You can sit down, you can stand it. Oh, Jesungulu, Gulu ami, Gizwengi. Halagu wenkosi bese uthelo Musa wa